Well, hello everyone in the 10th episode of Star Stream. Welcome back. I hope everything will be running smoothly, and as I can see, everything is now working. The notifications went on. I have no idea what happened there in the beginning of the previous attempt on the stream. Literally, there was no views for the stream, which was such a weird thing to see. Usually it is like 40, 50 views of the stream already when we are starting, but this time it was like 5. I don't know what happened there. It was just so weird. So everyone, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Sigma Yoda, hello. The Mock Stop, Bob Likes Bricks, hello guys. Great to see you here. The music is fire, thank you very much. I hope that it's an intro I try to do every stream to have a recognizable music. I'm working on a Camino mock. Great to hear that, Bob Likes Bricks. Hopefully the Camino mock resurgence will bring back Rich Boy J to making his own Camino mock one day. I'm working on a big lethal mock for my 200 special. The mock stop, is it lethal or is it lethal company mock? Good evening, Andreas, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? So guys, today we're building Sarlacc pit set from 2024, the anniversary set, which I managed to get finally for a decent price. It was really pricey on the release date, and I can't wait to build that one because I feel like this desert skiff is a really great model here. The Sarlacc pit is... I'm not really interested in that. I will probably have that for the parts, but this desert skiff is awesome and the minifigure selection here is great. It's lethal, it's auto-corrected, alright. As I thought, but maybe it was Little Company, that's why I asked. So the first minifigure today is Boba Fett, Empire Strikes Back version, which is just ironical to say the least. But that head print will be great for some clone troopers in the future. But the Empire Strikes Back version in the Return of the Jedi set is just weird to see. Definitely. And I don't mind it because I have Return of the Jedi version and I don't have Empire Strikes Back version, and this Empire Strikes Back version is just amazing. But yeah, this set should have contained a regular Return of the Jedi version for the Boba Fett. But other than that, it's an excellent minifigure. It also appeared in a mech from what I can remember, but I don't have that one, so that's why. I hope guys you have a great day so far. We'll be just chilling today, building this set and talking various stuff connected to the Star Wars and Lego Star Wars world. From the more interesting news which we had in the past like 2 weeks, they wrapped the production on the Ahsoka series, which I'm super hyped for and I can't wait. That is probably my most anticipated project of 2026. DT Mox, hello. How are you doing today? I hope you have a great day. Bob Like Bricks, hello. I got the Plocon Microfighter recently. Also a great set. The one I'm currently kind of eyeing I'm trying to get it for a decent price. I saw it for like $11 already, but I feel like it will get even cheaper at some points and I will definitely pick it up. That Plocon minifigure is just phenomenal. Definitely one of my top tier minifigures of this year, if not the best one actually. Fantastic minifigure. Oh, and I've made a first silly mistake during the stream, but that's alright. Which mock today? Today DT Mox is without the mock because there is a set today. I plan to do a bit of a chiller build to not really think about the creation itself. The next mock will be probably on the next live stream, very likely. On the next live stream, and we'll be building something from... I'm not sure yet, actually. We will see from what it will be based on. Definitely in November there will be a stream with building Battlefront 1 creation for the 10-year anniversary, which is crazy to say out loud. That 10 years already passed since that game released. I mean, not yet, but like a month from now will be 10 years. A wild thing to say, but I love that game so much and I have never really No, I built like one mock in 2018 from that game. But all other creations I made was from Battlefront 2. So it will be fun to just go back to that game and pick something for the stream. I have the set Bob. Oh wait, that isn't a mock. Yeah, that's right. Even got the 327th battle pack at full price. Whoa, that is a dedication, but I feel you. No, I didn't get my on the full price. I got it like for $40, I believe. But I understand the desire for new clone troopers, although probably waiting for it will be a better option. But hey, it's your money and do whatever you want, man. If you are happy with the purchase, that's the most important thing. And don't let anyone tell you differently. That's your money at the end of the day. Oh, and I missed a part here. If you could create any Star Wars movie or series of your chosen setting, what would it be? Ooh, that's a fun question. I've been saying probably it won't come to any surprise, because I was saying for quite a long time that I would love to see animated TV series based before The Force Awakens. Something like the Clone Wars for the prequel trilogy and Rebels for the original trilogy. Something here isn't. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I would love to see some of the events to be flashed out in that series. I mean, there's so much stuff to still be covered in that timeline. The rise of the First Order. The political thriller could be interested in that timeline, because we have the Cold War between the First Order and the Resistance under the nose of the New Republic. Also, how the political factions of both of the Republic worked, which was mentioned in the book The Bloodline, which is quite an interesting read. And basically, there was two groups, two completely varying groups that just made the Republic any kind of decision in the Republic government not go through, and there was political assassinations there. There was just a lot of drama, if you can say, and it will be interesting to see it on screen. And of course, fall of Kylo Ren, but the comics did a nice job portraying that. But I would love to see the Luke's Academy in its prime before the fall. In terms of the movie, I would love to get the sequel trilogy gang back, like between The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. There could be a movie just showcasing the fall of the last of the remaining New Republic forces that escaped, that weren't present on the Hosdian system when it was destroyed in Episode 7. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. Yeah. That's so cool. I need to record my Mimban mock right now. You should check it out. I'm pretty proud of it. Alright, Mimban mock, were you building it based on solo or just completely based on the setting but not a particular movie scene? Mimban is a fun location which I hope to revisit like next year, maybe. Because it's a fun template for creations, especially the Imperial base. I feel like Imperial base on Mimban has been on my mind for some time now, but I didn't get around to it. I get 327th minifix and the Walker, but the price is not the best. Yeah, I agree. The clone troopers are selling for $13. If I sold them all, I would be making more money than I spent on the set. That's crazy that they are so pricey on the aftermarket. Probably it will change. I feel like it's inevitable that will get those troopers in the magazine next year. I feel like it's something that LEGO has been doing for the past few years consistently, that any newer trooper is put in the magazine after some time. So I expect the price to drop then. But man, it's crazy, $13 for one minifigure. Although the Poland piece is kind of exclusive so far, but we got the, I don't know guys if you know it, but we got the information on Instagram post. From what I can remember, it was a page on Instagram post that specified new stuff that will come to Pick-a-Brick, online Pick-a-Brick on Lego.com. And basically we'll get those pauldron pieces without the printing. It will be just black plastic pauldron pieces, which sounds quite awesome if you ask me. I made some weird mistake here, and I'm not sure when. Let me roll that back. No problem. I have to go now. I'm going to Brick and Minifigs. Bob likes bricks. Have fun there. Don't spend all your money. I mean, if you are going with some clear intention, then I hope you'll get what you want. Yeah, that is alright, but something here. Oh, I see. I see. It should have been this plate. Alright, we are on a good track now. That's sick what you're going. Yeah. Also we're talking about, I was saying actually about the Ahsoka TV series wrapping up the production, and we got some pictures from the cast from the various places after the ending, and I'm really excited for the Ahsoka TV series second season, the final season. And that is kind of wild because we don't have any confirmation if there will be even a future TV series. We'll probably get something. I can imagine that maybe on Star Wars Celebration 2027, but for now, Ahsoka is the last live-action TV series announced in any sort of way. So we shall see how all of it will come to fruition in the future. Alright, some of the last. There's quite a bit of bigger pieces here, so that's why the price point was probably so substantial for the amount of pieces. I always say that piece per what it is, the price per piece ratio isn't the best indicator of the value, especially as there are bigger pieces, smaller pieces, and it's just probably the worst possible determination of the value of the set, in my opinion. Do you like the Acolyte? Because I think it sucks. Acolyte, I didn't enjoy it, if I can say that. I really loved Kymir's character, the Stranger. I think it had a lot of fun potential, and I'm actually sad. Maybe sad is the wrong word, but it's unfortunate that the second season was cancelled, because I feel like we got rid of all the characters that I really didn't pay attention to much in the Acolyte. And we had a great opening with Darth Plagueis, and we had a strong opening with Master Yoda. Also, Kymir has now the people which he wanted, apprentice, and there is a quite possible fun conflict there and story that will go forward, but we won't see it, unfortunately. So that is kinda unfortunate, but Acolyte wasn't fun, unfortunately. The lightsaber fights were amazing. I love them, and the episode 5, 6, and 8 of that series were cool, and other than that, not for me, unfortunately. Especially the witches. The episodes with witches were just completely not my thing. Lando Calrissian in this set is just such an amazing minifigure. I have a nostalgic trait for this minifigure, probably because of the Lego Complete Saga game, and just episode 6 in that game, and that suit of Lando. The helmet is fantastic. So Lando is one of the reasons to pick up that set, in my opinion. If I could create an animated series, it would be about what happened on Mandalore, from Order 66 to what we see in Rebels. What did the Empire do, that early Mandalorian rebellion against the Empire? Andreas, I know what you're talking about. We saw the Night of the Thousand Tears, that's what it's called, the Purge of Mandalore, a bit in the third season of Mandalorian, from what I can remember. We saw just, well, there's a lot of these wedges, medium nougat wedges, which are great pieces. Damn. Yeah, it will definitely go for parts now. What I was saying, the Night of Thousand Tears, I believe that's what it's called, the Purge of Mandalore. We saw a bit of that, and I feel like we saw also the beginnings of the Mandalorian resist against the Empire and Rebels, with Sabine leading, and also Bo-Katan reclaiming the Darksaber from her in 4th season of the Rebel TV show. So we saw the beginnings of that conflict, but we didn't see the results really, and what really happened after the rebellion won the war, right? So yeah, there is definitely an interesting story there. But I feel like they will not return quickly to the Mandalorian stuff. I'm curious what direction they will take with the movie. But yeah, I see that there is a fun, maybe not fun, but definitely a story that requires some answers there. That would be cool. Do you think it was weird that like 7 Jedi couldn't beat a single Sith? The mock stop? No. Like, Palpatine defeated 4 great Jedi Masters without them even trying, really. So, I guess it just comes to the skill. And also, the ethical part of dueling. Jedi are pure, Jedi won't strike down an unarmed opponent and all that stuff. And Sith doesn't care, completely. And also, it is interesting that Kymir isn't... We don't know if Kymir is a Sith, basically. Because the only thing he says that the Jedi, like Soul, call him Sith. But that means that he doesn't consider himself a Sith. That was my kind of question, and he, in this way, specified that response to Soul. That Soul asked, like, who are you? And... Kymir just responded that Jedi like him would call him a Sith, so he probably doesn't consider himself a Sith. And the most interesting part for me was hearing Kylo Ren's theme in the ending of the episode, and the director behind that series responded that this is something that they will expand upon in the future seasons, but as we know, those future seasons won't happen, so that will be a mystery for some time now. Is maybe Kymir was the first Knight of Ren? Who knows, really? I would pick the 15-year gap between Order 66 and the Sabine arc in Rebels. Order 60... Yeah, so there, so basically after the stuff we got in the Rebels TV series, right? After Bo-Katan reclaims the Darksaber, there is a story there, especially with her losing the Darksaber to Moff Gideon, because we know that that event happened, the Purge of Mandalore, and what was the reasoning behind Empire needed losing, right? Empire had to lose some of the battles that they decided for such extreme measures. Or maybe the Purge of Mandalore was just a result of Operation Cinder and the contingency the Emperor left. And they just unfortunately purged the planet completely. So yeah, the questions... I don't know if they were answered anywhere, because there is a bit of comics and books probably around that time period. But maybe we'll see something in the future. Oh, and I missed the piece. Starmax, I will put a First Order Stormtrooper in my Lothal mock for you. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. The mock stuff, thank you. let's go First Order being on Lothal. That hasn't happened yet, but maybe we'll see Lothal in the First Order era at some point. I'm just excited for Star Wars to kind of move a bit with everything, because I feel like even after Andor was received amazingly in the internet space, and it was a brilliant series, but I feel like it just didn't resonate with the casual folk. I mean, the numbers of that series showed, like the minutes watch time in that ranking. Even though it was first during the week, on that result, basically like 3 episodes were happening, which were quite long. So if you divide that result by 3, it was similar to the finale of Acolyte, which tells. So I hope for some re-emergence of Star Wars casual fans with the movie. I hope that movie will bring them back, but they need to go big with that Mandalorian and Grogu. And so far, I feel like it wasn't producing big enough hype for it to be a movie. But I hope I'm wrong, and we'll see something cool in the coming months. Probably the next teaser, when it can happen, will be something like maybe winter, like December or January. I can see them releasing a second trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And then like one in April before the release, like 1 month or 1.5 months before the release. Alright, so this will be here. Right after the event of the Clone Wars Season 7 where we left Mandalore, then came Order 66, which we saw on Benator, and don't know what happened on Mandalore. From that night into the Rebels. Alright, so Andreas, you would like to see even the early days of the Empire. Yeah, that would be a kinda actually very interesting to see how Bo-Katan will deal with the re-emergence of the Empire. I don't know if any clone trooper forces were left on Mandalore after Ahsoka left the Mandalore with Maul. Do we have any information on that? Because that would be interesting if any garrison was left behind. And how Bo-Katan will deal with the Empire. Because we know that she loses the planet to Gar Saxon at some point. And how he gets involved with the Emperor. And also Sabine being in the Academy, right? So yeah, that's actually even more interesting period for the Mandalore. I feel like definitely unexplored, or maybe it was explored in some book and I don't know. Oh, Lego set, that looks fun. Kazaki, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's a really fun set, just a casual building stream for today. I have few mocks ready for you guys, but they will be public like in the mid-November, because I still need to finish the video. The channel members received a sketch. First time probably I did a computer sketch for a build, because I needed to get it done to have the idea locked, because I got a fun idea for a creation and I thought that if I won't make any kind of sketch I will lose it. And it came in handy like 2 months later, the ending of September. So that was definitely fun. And the question is, if I did not lose... Oh no, probably not. Probably there is still... Yeah, here it is. Something to be built. Because I was kinda stressing... Oh, great. I have a few pieces left, but I don't have any more pages to go. And I don't have one tooth. Maybe it is in the back. And it isn't, so I probably just put one in the mock. It's in the north, in the mock, in the set itself. Here it is. in that place. Alright. Also, Mandalore used to be monarchy with dynasty crisis, and the empire brought democracy. That's interesting. Yeah, because the Saxon was appointed governor by the empire, if I recall correctly. Was he governor Saxon? If so, then he was probably elected, but the election wasn't probably that democratic, I can imagine. There's not a lot of pieces in those paper packs. There are 6 paper packs here. It's kind of interesting. Garsakon was promoted Viceroy. Oh, really? Viceroy Saxon? I can't recall that. It was also his title in the Rebels TV series? Viceroy. Interesting. And we have the Luke minifigure, Return of the Jedi Luke minifigure. Fun figure, but I can see that those grays don't match completely his... Yeah, the gray on the torso and the gray on the legs is just completely different. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, honestly. But there are 2 different shades of gray. This one is more like old dark gray color, and on the legs there is like dark bluish gray. But I'm definitely most excited for the hairpiece because it works really good for the Return of the Jedi look. His hair in the Return of the Jedi is so basic, but also so... I don't know if the word is the right word. It's just hard to replicate that hairstyle into Lego form, I feel like. That Sarlacc pit is a substantial build, man. So many pieces. So many will join the collection. I'm literally getting that set today, lol. The blue cover, welcome to the stream. That's good. I hope you also got it for a nice price. Iskan, we are back. We are back, man. Thank you for joining again. I saw your message just before I left the window. I don't know what happened there. Really, I have no idea what happened on that stream. Why there was no impressions for the stream whatsoever when it started. But everything is working now, so that is the most important thing. Something here is completely not... Oh, that's how it's supposed to be. Did I really make such a simple mistake on both sides? That's crazy. Was it really though? Yeah. Yeah, such a simple mistake. Oh, alright. I haven't seen those pieces in a while. They're kind of nostalgic for me because it was probably like one of my first Bricklink orders where I bought them because they were really cheap and they allowed you to build tall stuff quite easy, so fun piece to use if you are really on a budget with your mock building. I was considering if I should rewatch the prequels after many years. Kazaki? It really depends if you enjoy them in the first place, because I feel like I did a rewatch of Revenge of the Sith this year, of course for the anniversary, but I did it in February because I completely didn't anticipate that we will see cinema shows in Poland, because it didn't happen for the previous anniversary films. So I said, alright, there's an anniversary of my favorite prequel movie and I kinda want to see it after many years. I haven't seen it since 2019, since the rewatch of everything before the Rise of Skywalker. So I said, okay, let's give it a shot, let's see what it presents. And after that during it rewatch, I appreciate a lot the music. John Williams just did a fantastic job with the score for that movie. It's also a very nostalgic movie for me. For a long time, especially when I was a kid, that movie was my favorite Star Wars movie. Second was like Empire. Third was like Attack of the Clones, and the rest I didn't really care when I was a kid. But honestly, after watching Andor and getting used to the certain level of dialogue and cinematography, I wasn't enjoying that much the Revenge of the Sith as I used to when I was a kid. I definitely lowered in my personal ranking. But it was a fun movie to reconnect after many years, so you should check it out. I feel like if you enjoyed it in the slightest, you'll find something that will be, oh, that's awesome to see it again, or to hear that music, or to see that moment. Because it's a fun movie, definitely. An amazing era of Star Wars. That ending of the Clone Wars and slow transition to the Empire. A tragic but interesting timeline for our heroes to get themselves into. Yeah, I did. $80. Also bought the Star Destroyer for $167. Good deal. The blue cover, isn't that set like $80 on the release date? Wasn't it on like $80 for release date already? And Star Destroyer wasn't it like 160 or 170? Maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel like those were the prices for those sets. Canadian, not American. Alright. Yeah, in Canada there are always bigger prices for those sets. Unfortunately. But the same thing is in Poland, because we have the tax already into the price. From what I know, Americans have their taxes uniquely to each state, so on the shelves you see just a product price without the tax you pay when you are paying for everything, right? So yeah, I understand it. We also have a high tax for Lego, and usually costs a lot more, but if you will get it online, you can get it for a good price, like a price which is specified on the lego.com, or even cheaper. So not lego.com. Lego.com has big prices, but the retail price for that set, and probably a bit cheaper when you will get a good deal on it. Is inflation, alright. Demokstop, welcome to the stream again. What were you doing? You were on a break? Have you built something in that meantime? Alright. And a lot of bricks goes into that Sarlacc pit. So it really inflates the price of this set so much. It's a big build which was probably meant to be displayed near the sail barge, which released later that year. Because it has the size to be able to accommodate sail barge near it. But we'll get to it much later, but the skiff should have been much higher. There should be way more transclear pieces in that set, in my opinion. Right, this, and this. But overall enjoyable set, definitely. There's a lot of regular bricks and stacking elements on top. It will be probably great to build that set while watching Revenge of the Jedi, yes, Revenge of the Jedi. Episode 6, if you know, you know. But if you do the calculation, $200 Canadian is worth $100 American. Alright, I'm working on a Clone Wars Umbara mock. That's great to hear. Umbara is a fun planet to tackle, but it's also tricky because you need to make enough detail to be interesting enough, but also to try to do it in a way that is visible, because black pieces absorb so much light, but they shine really nicely. If you get the light angled at the right spot, you can get a really awesome stuff with Umbara. Kennedy True Squadron did a fantastic Umbara mock, and especially just the lighting, the fog for his video with that mock was just on another level. You should definitely check that out if you haven't seen that mock. Really, $4 for the Sarlacc pit. That's crazy. I thought it will be more like 50-50. I'm working on a Lothal mock for the Star Wars Rebels. Yes. The plants are hard. I'm using a lot of wedge pieces. Yeah, they are really hard. I think I have already seen it. Probably so, because it did well in LEGO Star Wars YouTube space, especially nowadays, when I feel like LEGO Star Wars mock videos are just not doing that well anymore. It became a more niche thing in the community. Maybe just people are tired of Star Wars, or there's a different preference of the algorithm, and who knows. I'm not really an expert in those stuff. Another Han Solo, Sarlacc pit Han Solo for me. Their torso is really yellow. That gets me. His hands are more yellow than the torso itself. Really weird, actually. I'm sure it won't be visible on the camera. Yeah, it isn't visible. But the hands are slightly more yellow than the torso itself. I have never seen such thing in a minifigure. But I don't mind it that much, because I have this minifigure already. But that's kind of weird. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. Maybe we are just weird. Maybe. Wow, the mock stop. What happened? That you are wowing in the chat, basically. Alright, this and this. We will see how everything will be working out with the new Star Wars movie in the theaters. If the general public will gain that interest into Star Wars. Because TV series were fun, and I enjoyed most of them. But they just completely do not generate that amount of interest in the general public like the movies did. I mean, I had plenty of friends that were heavily into Star Wars when the movies were coming out, the sequel trilogy and the spin-offs movies. And even right before The Rise of Skywalker, when The Mandalorian released, because Grog was a big thing, everyone was talking about it, and some mates actually asked me, who is it? It's like a miniature version of that Yoda guy we've seen. And let me say you that in my close circle, which also maybe just isn't that much interested in Star Wars, but in my close circle, there wasn't much of a talk about Star Wars when the films ended. The only thing they kind of mentioned from time to time was a TV series like The Acolyte, that it has a really poor reviews, and for example Andor, that it has amazing reviews, but they didn't see it. Neither of them, so they were just like passively were stationed in the back. But they are waiting, for example, for a Star Wars movie at some point. Like, especially for the future, like episode 10. I don't think episode 10 will happen anytime soon, so people will need to wait for it. But we could say easily that episode 10 will happen at some point. Yeah. Hey Starlacc, you want Battlefront 3? Of course I want Battlefront 3. But my condition is that every Star Wars era needs to be covered. I want this game to be for every Star Wars fan. So the sequel trilogy, prequel trilogy, and original trilogy, and it needs to cover the basis of the battle, what was in the Battlefront 2. I feel like so it will be already a big game from the start, but that's kind of what the community wants. I can't imagine that they will do a Battlefront 3 and there are all OT heroes, and maybe there is Anakin, Obi-Wan, Grievous, Count Dooku, and we have Kylo, Rey, Finn, and Poe or Phasma, and we are just back to the square one. Like, I hope that they will deliver with Battlefront 3 for every fan. Right, that may be in a bit. I hated Acolyte. Yeah, same. Give us KOTOR remake. The Blue Kova, you're talking about the game, right? The Knights of the Old Republic. It was announced in like fall of 2021. I remember that Revan teaser, sneak peek trailer, however you wanna call it. I really hoped for the KOTOR remake because I have never played the game. No, I tried to play a game when I was younger, but I just couldn't get myself through the mechanics of that game, and I thought that if they would polish that game in some kind of a form, I'll be able to finally enjoy it. But like Star Wars Eclipse and any other game announced that time, it's nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. So we'll probably wait a bit. The part where we are Keimer was in the water and the main character, so I don't remember the name, looks at him, was so funny. That's the only good thing from the Acolyte. Where the Chimere was in the water and the main character looks at him, was so funny. All right, when they are in that lake, you're talking about that moment. I don't recall the look of that of Osha, right? It was Osha, that main character name. I can't recall the facial expression of her. It was probably to some kind of like, I'm angry at you, but not really. These pieces are fantastic, guys. If you are searching for something for the rock work, this wedge corner slopes, curve slopes, are fantastic pieces for the rock work. I'm usually not building ton rock work, but they will come in handy probably at some point. I also didn't build like a ton walk in such a long time. Feel like the last one was Jeddah from Rogue One, which was already a year ago. Yeah, as much of the sand there is in Star Wars, I feel like I haven't built anything with sand in a long time. You could make a joke that Anakin would be proud. That's the only good. Yeah, you forgot Old Republic, which could be goated in Battlefront 3. Yes, I love Revan, best Star Wars game next to Survivor. Oh, Old Republic for Battlefront 3. I feel like if any studio would want to do Old Republic content, there would have to be something would have to happen with Old Republic in the current Star Wars media. And I feel like any kind of Star Wars, the Old Republic movie or TV series would be a disaster. And I'm not saying that there isn't a good story there, because I feel like there is a good story there, and that would be the problem. How you condense two games with multiple choices and multiple choices and storylines into one singular storyline that will be set in like 2 hours in the movie, or like 6-7 hours during the TV series. And of course something would probably need to change from that game, and those changes would be taken, or like announcement of a war by the community, so I can't see it working really. Yes. What is your favorite mock you have ever made? The mock stop, too hard of a question, unfortunately, and really, because it's like asking what is your favorite child. I have some mock that I liked more than the others, but I can't specify the most favorite one. Every mock for me has a unique set of memories during building it, because it was a specified period of time, so it just depends. Yeah, I agree with your opinion, and if Disney made a Kotor movie or something, they would ruin it. I'm not sure if the Disney would be even to blame, even if the George Lucas was making that stuff. It would be just impossible to convert such media into a film if something was made as a game, especially with just multiple. The most difficult thing would be just a multiple storylines. Like, you can choose what path you will go. From what I can say about that game, and maybe I'm mistaken. That will be the most difficult part about that possible transition into a cinematic film or series. So guys, the Sarlacc pit, it's a big build, really. A lot of pieces, a lot of bricks, it's a substantial build. It looks not well from the back, but if you will be displaying it from the front, it's fine. I feel like there should be more tentacles here, because 2 on each side is just not enough, in my opinion. But I know that I wanted them to move in some kind of way. Fun build. Parts will be great. So let's get to the skiff, which is definitely the most interesting aspect of this set for me, and something I will actually leave on my shelf. I will take apart the previous leather skiff which I have on shelf, and I'll put this one there, because this model is great. Amazing improvement over the previous one. Yeah, I feel the same. Where you can decide because you have poured your heart into it. What's your favorite LEGO Star Wars minifig, Starmax? William Bladdon, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, man? My favorite Star Wars minifigure. Also a difficult question, because it would probably relate to my favorite Star Wars character, which will be Kylo Ren. But which version of Kylo Ren is my favorite? I have no idea. Some of the minifigures that come to mind is Majon Vodrek from Star Wars Resistance. Master Plo from this year is also amazing. P1 Commander Wolf from 2012, was it 2012? I think so. From the Republic fighter frigate, or Republic frigate, just Republic frigate. I can't recall the name of that set. Those are some of the great minifigures. But it's hard to pick only one. So what's your favorite LEGO Star Wars minifig? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm back and I got Sashi Teen. Sashi Teen. It's a must. Who is Sashi Teen? Is it a Master Jedi? Sashi Teen. That name tells me something, but I cannot pinpoint it. What? Sashi Teen. Maybe he was a Master Jedi. I can't recall that. Sometimes do you think Rey is overpowered? The mock stop? No. Like, Rey got beat up so much in those movies. I feel like the most different thing in terms of the Rey in contrast to Anakin and Luke, that Rey's struggle isn't necessarily physical, but mental one. The searching for the place of belonging, searching for her place in the galaxy, searching for the people that she would care about, also being lost in that galaxy, in her place, from where she's come from. I cannot even tell that. And that's probably the struggle of Rey. And the physical one, I mean, the stuff that helps kind of explain her power, which was added on later but also expanded, is that she's in dyad with the Force with Kylo Ren. And dyad works in a way that we should have gotten that exposition in the Rise of Skywalker, and they cut it. That Mustafar sequence, which was just unfortunate. But basically dyad means that they share power, Kylo and Rey. So when you saw Rey being questioned by Kylo in The Force Awakens, when Kylo gets into her mind, Rey basically learns that to him. That's why she was able to tap into Kylo's head in that moment. And when Rey in episode 9 heals Kylo using the Sacred Jedi text and that technique that she found in the books, Kylo also learns that technique and is able to heal her in the later part of the movie. Yeah. What's your thought on a new Death Star? William, new Death Star. I really enjoyed the concept. I think it's the best possible way to do the playset set. All the rooms visible from one side. You have a great detail and an enormous amount of detail in each room. Every major room is represented. Even the ones that weren't on Death Star. But the price is unfortunately too much. And just a premise as a first $1,000 set, when you are specifying that this is a Ultimate Collector Lego Star Wars set, Lego Star Wars Death Star, it's a cause for the problem, because a lot of people will want a thing with the panels. And if this set will be called from the beginning a Master Builder set, I feel like there wouldn't be that much of a backlash and the problems that happened with the UCS set. But there should be also a better quality with the minifigures, for example. So there were just a lot of various things that were unfortunate in that set that shouldn't happen for such a high price point. Yeah. Do you think Finn should have been the Jedi? The Blue Kova? It is kind of implied in The Rise of Skywalker that he is Force sensitive. But I never got the impression that he should have been a Jedi, you know? Because I wasn't that much into the promotional materials for the for the Force Awakens, which implied that he will be a Jedi because he was running with a lightsaber, right? So people got the impression that he will be a Jedi at some point. But when you watch The Force Awakens, it's like no premise that he will be a Jedi. By the end of The Force Awakens, Finn, what is Finn? Finn is a fighter that decided to leave the First Order when he got the chance, and he wants to leave everything behind to run away from the First Order. That's the Finn we are left with after The Force Awakens. So I never thought of him as a Jedi. If you can understand. For $100 set for us Canadians. I know you have a tougher spot with that. I mean, if you are like $1,000 set, probably now will be even the Millennium Falcon, right? After the inflation and everything, if you count it. Why can I? Oh, because, alright, this will be how it's attached. Interesting. It's a much more light sliding mechanism than I thought. But it will work. What? Wait, I have a good mock idea. You should make a big Jedi temple set where Anakin is marching and the younglings and the clones fighting Jedi. William, so basically a march on the Jedi temple. Something like that I could see myself doing for a maybe 25-year anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. I have a lot of 5 of Earth troopers. I have Anakin. I have all the figures I could need for that scene, but I'm not really interested in Jedi Temple. I built a few of them during my time on YouTube here, and if I were to tackle one, I would probably want to build a library. The library kind of inspired by the Battlefront 2 from 2005, as well as Revenge of the Sith. Feel like the setting of library and Order 66 would be fun and more unique than just another Jedi temple with pillars, which I've made already, and there was quite a bit of them in the community so far. But that's a good suggestion. Definitely a good scene to recreate, a very recognizable one. Ronnie, hello, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Yeah, and at the Death Star, I got to go see a Starbucks happy building. The Blue Cover, thank you very much for dropping in and being active on the stream. I appreciate it a lot. Have a great day, night. Bye, the Blue Cover, yes. Yeah, pretty much. Jedi Temple is a fun scene, but I feel like there's not enough interest for me in it. If Jedi Temple would appear, for example, in Battlefront 3, I'll be probably the first one to build it. Just more detail about that scene, more interior, more close-ups. In Obi-Wan Kenobi series we got some nice and decent close-ups for the temple. I really enjoy this skiff. It's a well thought out design, and I can see so many improvements over the previous version from 2018, I believe. I also have that one, but this one is way superior in shaping, in part usage. The designer did a great job here. Oh, I missed some steps. Guys, in the next year we have a lot of Star Wars content, which is great to hear. We also have Maul and Shadow Lord. Animation I'm not really keen on, because I feel like there is a lot more interesting things to do in the animation for now than another story with Maul, but I'm interested how they will develop it. If we'll see maybe a bit of more of Kira. She was explored heavily in the comics, but not in any kind of television way, so some answers for the people would be good. But I would be afraid because I don't know if you know the Kira arc, but Kira's arc in Star Wars, especially in the comics, is a great one, and I would be kind of scared if they will make it a really simple one or boring one. She does a lot of great things in the comics, so I recommend checking that out if you are interested by the character in Solo. Do I like Jurassic Park? Yes, I really enjoyed these movies. The first one, the second one I love. The third one is kind of, for me, forgettable, but it's still a good movie. The Jurassic World movies, probably the same stuff. I loved the first one. The second one was also great. The third one I don't really remember, and the newest one I haven't seen yet, so it's still time for it. Overall, a fun universe. And I don't know if I would ever make a mock from Jurassic Park. Maybe? I have a hard question. If you had to pick one, what would be your favorite year of LEGO Star Wars? William Bladon. That's a hard question. Yes, that's a hard question. One single year of LEGO Star Wars. Damn. We have 2008, we have 2009, we have 2015, we have 2017, we have 2014. And you are asking me of only 1 year. You know what? I will go with 2017. And why? I feel like the balance of prices, sizes of sets, the various stuff which we got in that year was just the best, in my opinion, of course. We got some sets from the Rogue One. We got sets from The Last Jedi. We got awesome prequel sets like Darth Vader Transformation, which was such an underrated playset. We got the Republic Fighter Tank, which was also a great set. We got the duel between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. And we got a few original trilogy sets that year, but I can't recall that. But mostly just Rogue One sets then, there. 3 waves of LEGO Star Wars sets, the winter wave, the summer wave, and then the Force Friday wave of the Last Jedi sets, all coming nicely together. And we have the 9-ump, the minifigure which is probably the most drawing aspect of that set. I'm super happy to get him. For any kind of mocks, for the episode 6, 7, 8, 9, you can add him. Also the Celestian head for the Battlefront 2 mocks will be great to use. Fantastic mold, a great minifigure. And you can even have made a rebel friend with that torso from the Complete Saga. So great minifigure, and definitely the single, if you are to point the single most drawing point of the set to get it, is that minifigure. So yeah. There is Iron Guys, if you have seen that Rebellion X-Wing, which is coming next year, because it was on various pages on Instagram for a few days. It does not look good at all. There's $90 for it on that early picture. Is not looking good. I hope that when we will get the final pictures and maybe there will be some kind of interesting minifigure there, it will be worth, but for now it's just a hard pass. I hope that Vader's TIE Advance will be good, because that's the set I'm really hoping to get next year. And like I mentioned on our Instagram story like 1 year ago, if they were to release the TIE Advance, because I thought they will for the 50th anniversary of A New Hope in 2027, but they are releasing it next year, which is kind of early. But I hope that this set will come with Admiral General Colin Yularen and Grand Moff Tarkin. And now, as we got those minifigures in the Death Star, it's quite possible. So I hope that TIE Advance will be a good set, because I'm planning to pick it up just for the minifigures, and also for the TIE Advance. I always had a soft spot for that ship because of the 2009 set, which I played with in my friend's house, but I never owned it. But it was a great fighter overall, and I was playing quite a bit of it in the Battlefront games. So I'm hoping it will be good. But smart brick will be a tough point to swallow in those sets, because it will drive the price and will probably make the design choices questionable for each set. I want to get this set, the Thai Advanced, Vader's Thai Advanced, or the X-Wing, the mock stop. What is your preference in that area? All right, this. I've met. Oh, here it is. And again, great building techniques of this set. Just these perfect angles for the skiff. Something like this. Oh, this one should go here. I've missed a step, definitely. The first step I missed. Lol. Such a well-rounded back section. Love it. There isn't much left in this set, so we'll be probably wrapping up the stream soon. If you guys have any more questions left, leave them in the chat. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. In terms of the future content, as I said, the next video will be mid-November. Channel members will get it earlier, because when I finished editing it, it will go just live for them. But I want to have a video for the mid-November, to have another video mid-December, so that's my reasoning there. And now a beautiful combination of techniques here. Brackets, snot, love to see it in a set. Designer knew what he was doing here. And achieved a really satisfying angles of the skiff, with the detailing of the engine or whatever it is in the universe. Awesome stuff. Hi Pavel, welcome to the stream. Great to see you here. I hope you have a great night, because I feel like you're from Poland, so it is 8 PM here now. How are you doing today, man? Yeah, fantastic design of this skiff. Definitely a worthy upgrade over the previous one. Dark metallic, dark pearl gray ingot pieces are not a common sight, but they're always a fun part to use to basically improve your design by some additional color, which isn't that easily accessible or recognizable. Is a great way to just add something to the build. And that great handle I can see. Again, a fun design for the steering for this desert skiff. Oh, where it is? Oh, here it is. Hi, Pavel. Yeah, I had a good day today. That's great to hear, Pavel. I hope you will continue to have a great night. I'm happy you joined to our little cozy stream, as we'll be wrapping it up soon. But we are just talking some Star Wars. Also Lego Star Wars sets for the next year. I personally hope that we will get something from the Andor second season. Like one more set. The TIE Avenger was like an obvious pick for a set. A TIE, Lego TIE will always sell, and something from Andor was just like an obvious pick for me. And so far we have no word if it will happen, and so probably it won't happen until summer, if anything. But in summer we'll have spoiler sets probably for the Mandalorian and Grogu, and we'll have some sets for the Ahsoka TV series. So that will be interesting. Probably no more Andor sets, unfortunately. And if we won't get Andor's second season sets next year, in 2027 it will be even a lesser possibility. Alright, now it's time for some of those trans-clear pieces. And as I said, there should be more of them to really make that thing float over the Sarlacc pit. But it is what it is, unfortunately. Like, double the amount of those trans-clear pieces would be enough, I believe, to make that more convincing. This piece, this trans-clear dome piece, is a fantastic piece for the Felucia plants. If you have more of them, I can see making the Felucia plants really nice with this piece, just stacking them one on top, one on the bottom. Maybe one day I will do something like that, but you'll need to buy a lot of these pieces which aren't really usable in anything else, so that's the sacrifice there. As with many pieces that are looking cool in the mock, but don't have much uses after the mock is finished. Yeah. I thought there was supposed to be more October streams. Ishan, I'm thinking about one more later in the month, but we will see about that. I just don't have that much time. There is a lot of work required in the university now, especially as I'm finishing my engineering degree. So that's a thing, and there is a lot of work that needs to be done. And also, when I'm making a stream, the preparation for it and all is usually about 3 hours, like 1.5 hours of live stream, and 1 hour, half an hour for the thumbnail and the basic metadata, and like half hour for the setup. So it's always a bit of time that I can spend on building. So just the priorities. And I feel like the live streams are not that much enjoyed by the community of this channel. Only a handful of people are joining, which I'm happily and really appreciated that your guys are sticking to those live streams and are having fun with me, because it's great to talk and to be able to share some insights and to have just a more casual and enjoyable time. But most of the audience is interested in the videos. And I can really understand that. The back section is just, it's such a great design for the skiff. I can't praise it more enough, really. The angles, the size, the techniques used here, the piece usage is just fantastic. Would be funny if I'm praising the set so much and, for example, the scale is totally off. But I have not seen Desert Skiff that many times to recognize potential scale flaws and anything like that, so... What is your favorite trilogy? Pavel, you're talking about my favorite Star Wars trilogy, I believe. It's hard for me to even pinpoint one. Probably if you were to judge each film by its own, I would say sequel trilogy. but The Rise of Skywalker made some questionable choices, especially in the second half of that movie. The first half of that movie I enjoy so much, but the second half is just sometimes a difficult watch, and I watched it only like 2 times. The first half is great, but the second half is questionable. But yeah, probably sequel trilogy. From the original trilogy, I love Episode 5. I enjoy 4 and 6. From the prequels, I love Episode 3. I enjoy a lot Episode 2. And I need to rewatch it still, because I haven't seen it in a long time. But I always enjoyed that movie. And I don't really like Episode 1, so that's why it is lower eventually than the other trilogies. So that's my reasoning behind that. That skiff is great, but I have one to buy. Oh, that plate will probably go under that to attach more of the anniversary figures. Alright, because I was kind of stressing now. Wait, why I have so many random pieces lying around here? So nothing more here. The skiff is definitely the highlight of this set. Just the build, the techniques used here, the parts usage, the overall design is fantastic. Let's put some minifigures there. Like, look. Lando is definitely the one of the highlights of this set. Of course, the 9-amp is a great minifigure and stellar mold for the head. Battlefront 2 MOCs, Battlefront 1 MOCs with that head, great. For the 9-amp, also great. If you didn't have, like me, Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett, this set will go also well for you. But if you have that one, and you were hoping for the Return of the Jedi set, that's really unfortunate, because the Return of the Jedi set, Return of the Jedi Boba Fett should have been here. And there's no explanation behind the reuse of this figure just to cut costs. Especially for a set that costs already so much. But overall, a fun, enjoyable set. The Sarlacc pit will be for parts. Some great parts here, and I don't really care for the build that much. The skiff is great, and I will definitely leave it. So yeah. Yo, I'm back. I just had ketchup and sausages for lunch. The blue cover, that's awesome to hear. I hope you had an enjoyable. I hope you had an enjoyable meal. And great to see you right at the end of the live stream. I would say I like the Sarlacc more when I got the set. Currently using it for Boba display. Oh, Sarlacc is fun because it's really big. And if you have a display, it works great for the display. But for me, I just don't have a desire to keep it. That's why I will take it apart. I never really had a desire to keep Sarlacc. But I have a soft spot for the skiff, and this one is just so well designed, that's why I will leave it. But great set. Boba Fett is... the arm printing is just fantastic. The head... great minifigure. Jango Fett Slave 1 is also a set I will probably pick up at some point. To have finally Jango Fett minifigure, which is great. Unfortunately no arm printing, that is reserved for the UCS version. But I will deal with it. It will be fun to have Jango Fett after all these years. So guys, thank you very much for watching the live stream. It was fun talking to you. See you at some point. Maybe in 2 weeks there will be another live stream. If not, we will see each other in November. I hope you have a great rest of your night, day, wherever you are in the world. I have the Slave on UCS. The blue cover probably... very likely one of the best UCS sets made in my opinion. The two coming close to it are 8080 and Millennium Falcon from 2017. But that Slave one is just a beautiful model. And just it's crazy to think that 2015 Slave one was such a great and epic set, but when the Slave one of Jango Fett appeared this year, you are looking at that Boba Fett Slave 1, and it's so dated. The shapes, everything is just not good enough right now. I'm waiting to pick up the Django Slave 1 and recolor, and once a recolor kit comes out so I can make it Boba's. Isken, you're talking about the UCS, right? It will be probably a good option to do, because the design of that Slave 1, this year's UCS Slave 1 is just fantastic. I agree, as a good price per piece. I'm not a fan of the good piece per price, or price per piece, but yeah, it's a great value. Just look of the set, the feel of the set is a big set. If I were to pick a single prequel trilogy UCS set, there wasn't many of them, I know, I would pick that one, definitely. So yeah, we love that UCS Slave 1 in Boba's colors. Isken, that's a great way to... You can even... that would be crazy, but if you would have two Jango Fetts and Boba Fetts right beside each other, that would be kind of insane and fun. Except for the young Boba, he's ugly. Young Boba is an unfortunate mistake in that set. But other than that, it's a fantastic set. And one minifigure will not make a big difference for me. It's a fantastic set. Alright everyone, thank you very much for the conversation. To the replay gang, thank you for watching as well. And see you all very soon. Take care.